So here we will understand what is marketing, the importance of marketing, who is a marketer. In the traditional sense, the term market refers to the place. I told you the place. There should be a person who will be in the exchange of goods and services on a regular basis. Important features of marketing. And this question is for 4 marks. Go back to our directing chapter where you will understand the real Maslow's motivation of hierarchy is. Hello everybody, a warm welcome to one and all. I'm Abhilash Chandra from the Department of Business Studies in Vidyash from Pure College, the Temple of Excellence. Now we are in the 11th chapter of business studies. Now the 11th chapter is in the part B of the business studies textbook. Please understand this chapter is very important for your academic as well as for your livelihood. The thing is, we deal with marketing. Now marketing, everywhere we are supposed to understand, the business is very keen about one particular term, that is marketing. Gone are those days when goods used to be only manufactured and sold. Now it is all the hype. What we say is called the marketing. We can produce whatever goods we want, but all the goods will not give profit to the manufacturer. The only thing where the manufacturer looks at or the customer, they always go with, that is called marketing. How well you market your products, how well you do the marketing things. So here we will understand what is marketing, the importance of marketing, who is a marketer, and what exactly is market. Now we'll go with the first thing called market. Now you need to imagine, right, whenever your parents take you to shopping, you will feel that what exactly should I buy, where exactly should I buy. So all those things are what interrelated to something called the production, goods, service, business, market, marketing. Everything is involved here. So we need to understand what exactly is market. So we have two types of the definition, that is, one is a traditional, another is the modern. Traditional is what? The place where buyer and seller used to meet. What is it? The place where buyer and the seller will meet. That particular place was called as market. That was in the traditional. In the modern, what happens is, market is a process. What is it? Market is a process where what will happen? Exchange will happen. Definitely yes, exchange will happen, but something else will also happen. So let's see what exactly the traditional is and what exactly the modern is. So what I want you people is, you need to write the heading as market and just divide two columns where you can write traditional one side and modern the other side. The first one here is, in the traditional sense, the term market, we are only dealing with what? Market refers to the place. What is it? It refers to a place. So the place is the key point here. Place where buyers and sellers gather to enter into transactions. So what is the meaning of transactions? Here what happens is, there is a person who is a buyer and the person is here who's a seller. So wherever you go with it, in a commerce, what we usually say is, only when there are two people, then the transaction will happen. It is not like one person buying and the same person is selling. No, there is no transaction at all. So you need to have two people. One is the buyer, another is the seller. The place where they meet, that place is called as market. Now what exactly happens is, the buyer will actually take something from the seller, and in return the seller will take something from the buyer. That is what is called as transaction. So what it is, in the traditional sense, the term market refers to the place. I told you, the place where buyers and sellers gather to enter into what? Into a transactions involving the exchange of goods and services. Now understand, goods are something, goods are something which is tangible. They are what? Tangible. And services here, right? Services are something which are intangible. Now what exactly the meaning of tangible and intangible is? Tangible means something where you can touch, you can feel, you can see. That is called tangible. And intangible, where you cannot touch but you can feel it. Now the services can be felt and the goods can be seen. That is what the combination is. Now in your first PUC, when we went with the first chapter of first PU, that is the business, introduction to business, you got to know what is business, buying and selling of goods and services. Now that buying and selling of goods and services, where will it happen? It will happen in a place called market. That is called as market. So what is market? Market is a place where there are two people, one is buyer and the seller. They meet and then they'll have something called, they'll come to a transactions of what? Exchange of goods and services. This is the meaning of market in the traditional way. So what is the next one is, we have who is a marketer? Who is a marketer? Now understand, market we got to know. So the next thing is what? Who is a marketer? Now I'll tell you what exactly happens here. There should be a person who will be in the exchange of goods and services on a regular basis, and he's very active in the process. That person is called a marketer. Now understand, the business concept is what? Very simple. You need to go with three of the criterias. How many criterias? Three of the criteria. The first thing is, there should be something called goods and service, and that you need to do here, goods and service, that you need to do it on a regular basis, right? What is it? Regular basis. Now when you do this in a regular basis, only then we call it as a business. Now exchange of goods and services on a regular basis. The next thing is what? The main motive is to earn profit. The main motive is to earn profit. Now this is what is called a business. Now a person who is doing it, that person we call him as marketer. That is what you are supposed to understand. So marketers refer to any person. What is it? It refers to any person who takes more active part. Here understand, more active part in the process of exchanging. Now exchanging can be what? Goods as well as services. This is what you are supposed to understand. So here the 1 mark question can come. Who is a marketer? Understand the business concept. Goods and services should be there. That is what is exchanged. Goods is exchanged. Services are also exchanged. The next thing is, it should be done regularly. That's why you are supposed to go with what? Active part. And the next thing is what? He need to go with what? Profit. Sometimes I'll tell you what happens, students. There are losses also. That doesn't mean, sir, only profit means marketer, losses means no marketer. No, it is not like that. Every time what happens is, in a business you will have profit as well as you will have losses. Or someday you will go with break even. What is it? Break even. That means what? Neither profit nor less. This is called as break even. So this is what the marketer is all about. The next thing here we need to understand is the important features. What is it? Important features. What exactly happens in this marketing? Important features of marketing. And this question is for 4 marks. How many marks? 4 marks. Now you need to understand what all are the questions which gonna come in your examination, so that you can prepare. You can be prepared and then you will write the examination aram se. The first thing is, you need to have need and want clarification. That is, there are many products in the market. In that, what you are supposed to do is, as a customer, you are supposed to know what are the products which are your need and what are the products which are your want. Now I want all my students to jot down few of the things, that is daily basis, on a routine basis or a monthly basis, what are your needs and what are your wants. When you go with it, you will understand there are many things which are just a want, but you've thought that it is a basic need. In the same way, you felt that there are many things which are the needs, but it is really the want. It's the other way around. Now understand what exactly it is. Need means something which you really want. It is a basic thing. But want, it's all the luxurious things what you really want. So there is a difference between need and want. So here you will understand, when you go with more of marketing, you will get to know the clarification between need and want. The second thing is creating a market offering. Creating a market offering, that means you will create an atmosphere where people will come and they'll exchange the goods and services. Now you will understand more about demand and supply here. What is it? Demand and supply. Now understand this demand and supply. What happens here is, you will create a market. When you create a market, that means you are creating what? A platform. When you create a platform, what really happens is, the buyers and the sellers will definitely come. See, think like this. An exhibition, an open exhibition near your locality, what will happen is, now one point of a time the entire land was nothing, but somebody had created an exhibition. The automatically the next minute what will happen is, people are there, the floating population will be more on in that particular area. So what it is, they are creating a market offering. The next one is customer value. You will get to know what exactly the values are. You need to understand here what happens is, business is not just for one day or a month or a year. It is all for what? Pervasive. That is what? Pervasive, in the sense everywhere it is needed. Business is a need of an hour. And the next thing is what? It is perpetual succession. Perpetual succession in the sense, business in the sense, the company or the business will never die. They go on. But what happens is, you will get to know that the need and want of the customer, if you understand, you will get the real value of it, and then you will move forward with your business. The next thing here is exchange mechanism. Exchange mechanism in the sense, how exactly you gonna give your product to the customer. Now please understand here, I just want you people to know that what happens here is, you have a factory or you have an industry. So okay, let's go with a factory, and then you will understand what happens is, here the goods are converted, that is the raw material is converted into goods. Now the raw material is converted into finished goods. The raw material has been converted as a finished good. What happens is, now it is ready for the finished goods to go to the market. Now there are different markets, you need to understand this, different market. Now what happens is, there is a person who really wants to buy the product. Now he don't know where exactly to go. He will definitely not go to the factory directly and he'll not buy. So what it is, there are few people who will be like agent. What are they? They are called agents. We call them as the middlemen. Now agents, or they can be what? A wholesaler. Who's that? Wholesaler, or anybody. Now from there what happens is, again it goes to the retailer. Now retailer is there. From retailer we usually go and we buy. That is what it is. So the goods which are from the that is the goods which were from the factory to reach the retailer, what really happened is, this is what it is, the exchange mechanism. We call that as distribution. Now here also see, this person who is taking the product, now he didn't do anything, neither he has produced it or manufactured it, but what is he doing? That is called exchange mechanism. But still he is getting profit if the customer will buy from him. So this is what is called the exchange mechanism. So we'll go one by one what exactly all these things are. The first one is need and want. Now I want you people to jot down few of your needs and your wants. You will understand the benefit of keeping the needs as needs and keeping the wants as wants. There are many people who have taken this for granted. Example I'll tell you, right? Having food is a need, but having food in a 5-star hotel, that is a want. Now wearing cloth is a need, but wearing Armani cloths or a Zara products. Now that is called wants. So there is a lot of difference between need and want. Now marketer will observe that how many people are there for the need and how many people are there for the wants. You can go with so many examples. Now you need a vehicle, you need a car, you need a bike. That is what if you feel. Now understand, let's go with a basic kind of a thing. Even without bike or car, people can live. So what exactly that means? Now the need and want depends on person to person. Right now, Mukesh Ambani, if you compare Mukesh Ambani with you, the need of Mukesh Ambani may be the want of yours if you just compare with it. So understand, need and want depends on person to person. That's why what they do is they group into three of the category, that is below poverty line, above poverty line, people who are like the best posh, those kind of a criteria they'll actually go and they'll divide the things. Or they even divide with this middle class, lower middle class, or upper class, a class which are not even developed. Now all these things are the criteria. Now the marketer will feel for everybody I need to manufacture. See, understand, this is what it is. Example I'll give you. There is a company called Maruti Suzuki. Now Maruti Suzuki will actually have cars manufactured for people who can afford 2 lakh or 3 lakh, as well as they have cars which are like 28 lakh. Now what it is, the need is also there, the want is also there. So understand, this is what the real company or the business or the market they observe from the customers. The first thing is the purpose of marketing. The purpose of marketing. So what is the purpose of marketing? The purpose of marketing helps individual and group in obtaining what they need and what they want. That is what the real purpose. What people need, what people want, that you need to clarify. You need to get the real sense of it. Only then you can go. The next thing is a need is, what is a need? A need is a state of felt deprivation. In the sense, it is like, yes, I really need it. Yeah, it is a basic and I should get that. So those are the needs or feelings of being deprived of something. That is called as need. If unsatisfied, it leaves a person unhappy and uncomfortable. Now understand, you need to go back to our directing chapter where you will understand the real Maslow's motivation of hierarchy is. Now what Maslow says is it is a need hierarchy. Now only after, I'll just write it here, the Maslow thing. Maslow's, okay. Now what exactly happens is, it's a need theory. They are like this. The first thing is the basic. He goes with what? Basic. He says physiological needs. The next thing, after this need is met, only then you are supposed to go to the next one, that is called the safety needs. Now understand, all these things are needs. A person who is here and the person who is here, both are not the same. The need for him may be the want for him, or the want for him may be the need for him. It changes because it is heterogeneous. Now understand, after this need is done, only then he'll go with social need. Now he wants to go somewhere else. He wants to do partying and all those things. Now partying was not a need when he was in basic. That is what happens here. That is, a need is a state of felt deprivation or feeling of being deprived of something. If unsatisfied, if what is it? If it is unsatisfied, it leaves a person unhappy and uncomfortable. Now understand, earlier the basic need was what? The basic need was roti, kapda, makan, food, shelter and clothing. But now what has happened? Mobile phone is a need. Wi-Fi is a need, right? Now the needs are changed. We say that has a generation gap, but I'll tell you what it is. Needs are changed. But once if the need is not satisfied, what happens is that particular time you feel it is you are deprived and you are what, uncomfortable as well as unhappy. So this is what the need is. And what does a want means? Want something in the sense the luxury things which you really want. It is you are going out of your comfort zone but still you want those things. That is called as wants. The next thing here is the creating a market offering. Creating a market offering. What is that creating a market offering is all about? Understand the word offering here. Market offering refers to a complete offer for a product. Now there is what? Market offering in the sense we are selling it. If the market will actually hear there is a new product which has been launched, what it is, you will not get it in half or quarter, you will get it in full amount. So that is what the market offering is. It can be a product or it can be a service. Now what happened was 2012 we got a news. 2012, I'm talking about the 8 years kind of a story. 2012 we got an offer saying that Apple company will actually launch many of its product, but what really happened, they didn't launch it. Now understand the market offering. The reason is they launched the product in US, but they didn't launch the product in India. Again, you are supposed to know the need and want combination. In US, the Apple phones are the need. But in India, the Apple phones are the want. That is what usually happens. Now 2012, they couldn't come to the Indian market the way they predicted. But now what is happening, I'll tell you. More than the US market, the Indian market are observing more Apple products. Now this is what it is. Now the trend has changed. The reason is what? The reason is creating a market offering. You need to create a market for your product or your services. Having given features like size, quality, taste, etc. all those things if you give, definitely your customers will come. Now if I ask you a question that which are the places where you people hang out? Now why is that you people hang out? I need to ask a question. Then you will understand that yes sir, we go there because of the taste. The way they serve the food, the way the ambience is, the way they actually please the customer. This is what it is. All these things are what? Complete market offering. The next thing here you need to understand, there are two terminology. One is called the quality and one more is quantity. Now market offering, what happens is many of the customer, they only go with what? Quality. There are few people who only go with quantity, but there are very few who actually understand the combination between the quality and the quantity. See, at certain price, what happens is the quality of the product comes down, but at certain prices the quality will go up. The thing is what? Very simple. The more you pay, the more qualitative product you get. But here what happens is the competition is so that even the lesser the price, you need to give more quality. This is what the challenge is for the people. That is the people who are manufacturing. Now understand, if this happens, many people will definitely come and they'll buy the product. But if this will not happen, they'll not come and they'll not buy. When they'll not buy, the other competitor gonna take undue advantage of it. And it depends on what? Even the outlet and the location. Now you have actually, now understand the market offering. What exactly? I'll give you one more example. Now Rolex watch is there. Now Rolex watch are very costly, Swiss watch, right? Now if the Rolex watch, if they are giving the market offering, that is the location is a village, now definitely people will not go, they will not buy. The reason is what? They don't have that kind of money. But the same Rolex watch, if it comes to the cities also, it will not go. The reason I'll tell you, you need to know what kind of a city it is. Now only where people are there to buy, that is they have the money, only those cities if you go, and then definitely the product will go. That's why if you understand all these tractors or the Rolex watch or wherever you go with it, you have a complete different setup called location. Only then those things will actually go for a huge profit. The next thing here is customer value. Understand the word here. value. What is this value? The buyers, however, make buying. The buyers, however, make buying decisions on their perceptions. What is that they'll actually go with? They'll go with perception. Perception. Now understand what is this perception is of the value of the product or service in satisfying their needs in relation to the cost. That means they'll value, that is what they'll value, the customer value in the sense. See, the minute I come to your shop, the minute I go to any of the shop, what happens is the shopkeeper or the person who is doing the business, he'll feel that I need to sell him the product what is there in my showroom or my company. Now the minute I go, I enter. Now if he tell me that this is what the product is and the product is 20,000 rupees, straight away I'll not give him the 20,000 rupees and take the product. What is that I'll do is, I need to have what? I need to have a perception saying that should I pay 20,000 rupees is the first question. The next thing is it worth 20,000 rupees? The third thing is, what will I do if I get the product somewhere else for a cheaper? Now understand, all these things are what? Your perception. Only when you feel that yes, whatever the amount I'm giving to the product is satisfactory, only then I'll buy the product, or else I won't buy the product. So it's a challenge for whom? Challenge for the manufacturer. That is, what product and what price should we actually tax so that people will come and buy. Now understand, example, I'll go with iPhone only. Okay, iPhone. Now what exactly iPhone does is not similar to the other mobile phones, but what exactly it is here. Normally if I talk, why do you need mobile? Earlier the mobile thing was what? I need to call somebody, I need to receive somebody's call, I need to message somebody, I need to receive somebody's message. No, that was the reality, right? Now what has happened? The features are more. The features are more, and iPhone has been manufactured by so many small companies. The thing is, what exactly it is, the component of iPhone is manufactured by so many other companies, and later it is assembled by some other country and manufactured by some other country and sold in many other countries. Now what it is, people, whoever wants to buy the iPhone, they'll actually feel that what is it worth whatever I'm paying, right? Whatever I'm paying, is it worth? That is what they feel. The same way you have some other mobile phones also. When you compare with it, now what exactly it is now iPhone has some megapixel, now other company have some more megapixel. Now you will value it. If I pay 1 lakh rupees for that 8 megapixel or 10 megapixel, now I can actually get 25 megapixel within 20,000. Now these are the customer values. That is what customers are heterogeneous. Now I just gave you one example, you can have many examples like that. The next thing is exchange mechanism. What is it? Exchange mechanism. The process of marketing works through the exchange mechanism. What is that exchange mechanism? The individual obtain what they need and want through the process of exchange. That is what buying and selling. Whatever happens here is, you have a buyer and you have a seller. Now what is the exchange mechanism? The exchange mechanism happens only when all the other features are fully satisfied. That is, the buyer really wants to buy whatever the seller is giving. Now understand, what used to happen is, goods were manufactured and goods were sold. Okay, this is the traditional one. Goods used to be manufactured by the manufacturer and people will come and they'll take it. Later what happened is, the manufacturers had a problem. What is that manufacturer had a problem is, the other people, they'll not know that whatever we are manufacturing. So then they started to go with one more concept saying that let us market our goods, then we will produce the goods and then we will sell. Now what happened? They got more profit. The reason is what? That is what it is. Now what exactly the market is? That is where the place where you exchange the goods. This is called as exchange mechanism. Now, exchange mechanism is what? A mechanism where the goods or the service is brought and exchanged by the buyer and the seller. Now, for this, I'll take you a special class where you will understand the distribution channel. What is it called as? Distribution channel. So, I told you, right, here from the industry, right, the finished goods will go to the middleman or the agent. Okay, after that, where it will go? To the customer. Now, before customer, there are wholesaler as well as retailer. Now, between the wholesaler, retailer, again there can be a agent or a broker. Now, all these things are called exchange mechanism. Now, students, if you have any doubt related to this topic, you know what exactly you are supposed to do. Thank you so much, and keep asking questions, and we are there only to solve all your doubts. Thank you so much. I'll see you when I see you.